Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm brought to you by Hope Through Navigation. This is our H.O.O.D recovery services. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. We're going to do the Just for Today in a meditation for July 4th. And I invite you along with me. If you have your own book, you can read it. It's called Conflict. We learn that conflicts are a part of reality, and we learn new ways to resolve them instead of running from them. Basic text, page 90. From time to time, we all experience conflicts. It may be that we just can't get along with that new coworker. Maybe our friends are driving us crazy, or perhaps our partner isn't living up to our expectations. Dealing with any conflict is difficult for recovering addicts. When tempers rise, it is often a good idea to back away from the situation until cooler minds prevail. We can always return for further discussion when we have calmed down rather. We can't avoid troubling situations, but we can use time and distance to find perspective. Conflict is a part of life. We can't go through our entire recovery without encountering disagreements or differences of opinion. Sometimes we can back away from these situations, taking time to reflect on them. But there always comes a time when conflict must be resolved. When that time comes, we take a deep breath, say a prayer, and apply the principles our program has given us: honesty, openness, responsibility, forgiveness, trust, and all the rest. We didn't get clean to keep running from life. And in recovery, we don't have to run anymore. Just for today, the principles my program has given me are sufficient to guide me through any situation. I will strive to confront conflict in a healthy way. Yeah, I like that reading. I hope that you like it too. Conflict, this is a good day to have this reading in your back pocket, to keep it filed in your memory. As you go forward today, July 4th is typically a day where family members get together. There's a lot of drinking and drugging in families' backyards and houses. And July 4th is a day of celebrating independency for the USA. And for us individuals in recovery, it can be a bit difficult to handle the holidays. It can be a bit difficult to go into wet situations and come out clean. And so, first and foremost, I just want to speak to that. That today is a day that the main conflict that you're going to experience today is going to be the internal one, the one where you either are hanging out with people that have a like mind and are in recovery, or you're hanging out with people that don't have a like mind, and you may be the only person that respects your recovery. And so that conflict that you're going to encounter today is somewhat self-imposed because you don't have to go anywhere you don't want to go, right? They may have expectations, but it's more important for you to have a realistic understanding of your disease of addiction and how it can play on you. And so I want to first say the main conflict today I think that you might experience will be your internal conflict. The second type of conflict that you might experience on a holiday like today will be the conflict between you and other people. And we have conflict all the time, right? That's normal because you're dealing with different people, and different people think different ways, and everyone has a right to respectfully express their opinions or how they feel about things. And so conflict is a given. But the difference today is that we are clean. We have a recovering mind. We have the principles of the 12 steps, right? And we know how to apply them in all our affairs. And we can apply them with people that we have conflict with, not just today or on holidays, but any day. And so I want to speak to that. to understand that there's going to be some things possibly that will come up, and they may be very important to you, but not to others. Some of those issues that you would consider conflictory, you don't need to address them even necessarily today. Right. But if a person is being disrespectful to you, and that is something that needs to be handled, it's better to handle it in a kind, loving manner, or to excuse yourself. And as the reading has said, that you don't have to address it right now. But the thing about conflict is that you do eventually have to address it. Right. It's kind of like a bad sore that never gets the treatment that it needs. It never gets the medicine that it needs. It continues to fester and get infected because it hasn't been cleaned. It hasn't been properly cared for. And that's how conflicts are. You have to care for them, you have to take care of them, and you have to maintain your honesty, your openness, your responsibility, your ability to forgive, your trust, right? You have to be able to maintain those. So, how do you go about it? This reading is suggesting that you take a deep breath and say a prayer and think about the principles that you need to apply in that situation, right? In some situations where you're dealing with people that are under the influence and they're just saying anything that they want to say, I do believe that what's in the heart comes out, is spoken. And when you have uh, that barrier removed because you're under the influence, you're more apt to say the things that you really think. So when people are being disrespectful or speaking disrespectfully, you can keep it in mind that it may be what they're really thinking, but they probably would have said it different or would go about it different if they were not under the influence. You can give them a pass to a certain extent, but at some point in time, you might need to revisit that and ask them, I was just wondering, I know you was drunk that day or you were high that day, but do you really think that? Is that really how you're feeling? Because if it is, then you and I need to have a conversation, right? And so we can handle conflict in a responsible manner today, right? Because we are clean and this is a gift. This is a gift that our recovery has given us. We don't have to run anymore. We don't have to run anymore. And I think people are used to us backing away or running in shame or guilt from situations, but we don't have to do that anymore. We have every reason to look at our situations that come up, where conflict comes up, and choose to recover rather than run. So I want to encourage you today, I want to challenge you today to look at these conflicts, look at them thoroughly and determine, what things do you need to address and address them in a manner that speaks peace and wellness, right? And longevity to the ideology of relationships, right? Because I think sometimes when people get into an argument, sometimes they're not thinking about, if I say it this way, what will they think or what will they feel or what will they believe in the future? How will we cross this bridge that I basically have burned up because of my mouth? How will we cross this bridge later? And so I just want you to think about it somewhat futuristically, right? When you're trying to resolve conflict, resolve it in a way that sits that conflict down on the couch of love and allows relationship to develop, right? And prosper in the future. Now, we can't control what people are going to think or feel about what we say, but we can make sure that the manner in which we speak them or the way that we act is not condemnatory in any kind of way. It leaves room for growth. And so, because that's what we want, right? I hope that when we've done something and you've hurt someone, that we don't avoid them. I hope today we have enough recovery under our belt that we can admit when we're wrong. Some people have a hard time admitting when they're wrong. And that shouldn't be the case with us. We should be able to look at our character defects and say, yeah, kind of went about that the wrong way. And so I want to speak to that today. Have a beautiful day, and I will be talking to you tomorrow.